kitchen. Today is Saturday, April 18th. We've been under quarantine because we've had the coronavirus, COVID-19 pandemic here in Connecticut. Although I am part of essential workforce, our family business has been working, we've been working. But today is Saturday and I'm here in my kitchen. I've decided to make some homemade sauce. My cousin Michael was interested in our grandmother's meatball recipe. But Michael, before we can make the meatballs, we first have to make the homemade sauce. Then we'll make the meatballs, put them in the sauce, and let them slowly cook within that sauce until finished. So let's get started. Okay, so as I said earlier, we are in the middle of a pandemic here, and hand washing is very important. It's important anytime. All of a sudden now with COVID-19, we're talking about how to wash our hands. People should have known how to wash their hands a long time ago. People like my Italian grandmother, she showed us how to wash our hands. So I've washed my hands. I also have some latex gloves. When I cook, I like to cook with that. Keep everything clean and safe. Put my gloves on. I have my pasta pot, my sauce pot on my stove. I like gas. You can control it a little more. And first thing I like to do, oops, let's put my glove on right. Go ahead and get my pot hot. I didn't get out my olive oil, I need to do that. Oop, little squeak. Friend Rachel is a registered dietitian. She tells me that cold pressed olive oil is the best. So nothing but the best for my family. Some olive oil in that pot. Going to use my KitchenAid chopper here and chop up my onion. 2 good sized onions should do it. There's one. Turn that down a little bit. And I'll do the second one. I pre-cleaned them. Got them ready to save a little time. And my second one, right into that olive oil. My pot on the gas stove is just a little between low and medium. So we'll take some time and we're going to saute those onions to bring out the flavor. While I'm doing that, I rest my spoon in my spoon rest. That was something that I had taken from my grandmother's house when she passed. She liked to use it, and when I cook, I think of her. I rest my spoon in it. My husband Chris had gotten some homemade sausage from a friend. I defrosted it. I like to put my sausage in with the onions and cook that to bring out the flavor. That was hot sausage. That will continue cooking. While that's cooking, I have my garlic in my garlic house. I like to be generous with the garlic, adds flavor. Put it in my garlic press. I also like to do that, add the garlic once my onion has started to become translucent. Garlic cooks faster than the onion, so it's important to get that onion and sausage started first. It's looking pretty good. I'll show you the camera angle in just a minute. So now I'm adding my garlic. To that pot. You see I'm short. So my pot seems tall. It's just because I'm only 5 feet tall. All right, so that's garlic number 3. I want to do one more. I think that garlic is an important ingredient. Besides, they say that it's good for us. So here's garlic number 4. Clove. Clove number 4. Squish that in the pot. It's looking good. I might like to add a little more olive oil. It never hurt. And I want to show you how this looks inside the pot. Everything is cooking down. And the sausage, the onion, garlic's in there. Sausage begins to brown. And the aroma is filling my kitchen. I will get ready the crushed tomato to go into the sauce. I'm going to turn that down a little. During COVID-19, but even in my kitchen before, I like to take some Clorox wipes, wipe down our can. I did that before I even brought them in the house, but they've been sitting in my cabinet for a little bit. Before I started filming, I wiped the other cans down, but I did want to show you what I had done in my kitchen. So for starters, I'm going to start with 4 cans of Tutti-Rossi crushed tomato. It's the 28-ounce can size. Should make you a good size sauce. You can always add more if you want, because once you have that homemade sauce, you can freeze some and use it for other things. So our can is clean. Oops. This one is not a can of crushed tomato. It's actually some whole tomatoes. Oh, that's all right. Let's start with 1 can of crushed first. Work on the other cans that I had previously opened. Put those in my sauce. Rinse those later for recycling. Right now, we just want to concentrate on our sauce. Oh, that's looking good. Okay, so I put in 3 cans. By accident, I opened a can of peeled plum tomatoes. It's fine. Just take those tomatoes in the can and squeeze them. Add those to your sauce. The heat will cook them down anyway. I'm going to give it a good squeeze since I have my clean gloves on. See why I like to wear gloves? You just never know what you're going to need in the kitchen. Besides, with this COVID-19, we're washing hands like crazy and everybody has dry skin and cracks. So the tomatoes would burn anyway. All right, I'm just crushing those with my hand. and adding those to the sauce. I'm going to give it a little bit of water inside this can to get the excess crushed tomato out, just to use every bit that comes with inside the can. What is that old saying? Waste not, want not? Not sure I even really know that one, but okay. It's looking good. I will go ahead and turn this up for a few minutes. I'll be back with you. I had someone come in, so they're able to grab the camera for me and come on a little closer. My sauce is starting to boil. It's nice. Remember, we put in that sausage earlier, so we're starting to get the flavor there. Now, another ingredient that I like to add to my sauce is pork. So I had some pork, thin pork cutlets in my freezer. My mom always used pork chops with a bone. I like to use the thin, small cutlets with a little bit of fat in them. I don't go for the expensive ones. I look for the ones with some fat. They were frozen because COVID-19, not so easy in the grocery store. And I bought these a while ago, so I have defrosted them. I'm putting them right into my sauce. And my sauce is starting to boil. This is a perfect time to add some seasoning. Okay, now remember when we started, we had started with some garlic. I'm going to add some little oregano leaves, just a nice sprinkle. Maybe that's a teaspoon. I'm not measuring, I don't measure, but just follow along, it'll come out fine. Italian seasoning, I'll take this little plastic thing off, because I like to be generous, maybe a couple tablespoons of Italian seasoning. I like to put some pepper in. Oh, it's getting stuck. Hate when that happens. Got it. Let's put some pepper in there. Teaspoon or so. I don't like to add a whole lot of salt because my crushed tomatoes did have salt. So I'm gonna do a teaspoon. It's looking good. It's starting to boil. Go ahead and give that a stir. So now we have the sausage inside the sauce. We have the pork. Now we have some seasoning. And the last herb that I'm going to add is some basil. It's fresh, frozen basil. It gets black in the freezer, but it seems to taste fine. I had grown this past summer. I'm looking forward to warmer weather to grow some more. And in the freezer, it kind of broke up, so it's already chopped for me. Ooh, I don't like that stem. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that frozen basil into the sauce. Again, it's dark, but it's okay. It'll cook down in that sauce. Turn this up high. I'm gonna bring this to a good boil. Let it boil for 10 minutes or so, mixing it. Our sauce is looking really good. It's bubbling, it's nice and hot. It's time now to go ahead and turn this right down to low. We will leave it on low. The longer you let this go, the better your sauce will taste. I like to let my sauce simmer all day. In a perfect world, I would have made this in the morning and simmered it till dinner. I got going late this afternoon, so I'll let this simmer on low until I probably just about right before I go to bed. I'm gonna turn it down low, but some stoves do not have a great simmer, and if you have a gas stove, you may wanna invest in something called a flame tamer. Mine's a little ugly, it's old, but you put it on the burner, so you move your pot. Ooh. You'd move your pot Put your flame tamer on the burner and move your pot back to the burner. Put your lid on. That lets you keep a real nice low simmer all day or all evening. Make sure you come back frequently and mix it. If you don't want to mix it, you could transfer it to crock pot and let it go the rest of the day. For now, we're letting it simmer, and I'll see you in